Alrighty, people. So let's go over this Mike Day again. Once again, dropping the ball. 251,000 subscribers, doing some city work here apparently for the city. Let's see. I'll cut to the chase. I'll watch the video. This is the marks laid out by the surveyor that he's supposed to follow the tracks for. All right, so he thinks it's kind of close, is what he states, but he looks like he gets it there. Let's fast forward because I got to do a narration of fair use.
I'm going to form up what they call a rumble strip. So it's a continuation of this sidewalk here, kind of into the parking lot.
All right, so he's just stating it's 3 foot wide. Listen to it.
By about 55 feet long. It's got kind of a curved area to it, and it's going to be just...
So let's look at the roadway, looking at the curb across the street here. It goes that way. Looking at this line, so traffic still comes this way. Looks like they changed the pattern a bit. Wait till you see this thing.
It's a little bit higher than the pavement when they're all done. About 2 inches higher. So when the cars drive up over it, then it's got like a rumble strip on top for 2 feet, and then they drive back down over it, I guess.
Yeah, so he understands how a rumble strip works. He's old enough to know that. You drive on top of it, then you drive back off of it, he says. All right, well, that's not quite it, but let's what the hell happened there? Let's let that play.
I didn't know that. The cars aware they're driving into a parking lot, I guess. So I got to get the forms up, and then I got to set my forms pretty much to the width of those dots, about 3 feet wide. Get a stake.
Okay, so there's the lines.
That's what I'm here to do today. And then tomorrow morning, the plan is tomorrow morning to get this poured. So
let me just go ahead and fast forward. So here's the design that, per the engineer, he stated, gives it to him. Raised mountable concrete island. So it is called a concrete island, all right? Not just a rumble strip, but it is pavement buildup, and it's called a rumble strip. All right, you see it there. It's important to note that in this rumble strip, the details, see the fine details that they used of this? He's going to use some massive rumble strip thing. I mean, it looks like a shark bite. It looks crazy. This is a finer detail, and this is for detail purposes. The how the rumble strip looks. He is going to pour the entire concrete 3 foot section, and then he's going to manually just eyeball that and wedge it out with a margin trowel. The depth of the concrete, talks about the gravel depth. Total is 10 inches in depth of this, and the 10 inches is roughly right about the middle. It says right here, 6x6 wire welded fabric, right, mesh, and number 4 continuous rebar top and bottom. It tells you with concrete 4,000 psi. And at 5%. He says he's going to use 4,500 psi. All right. Well, they specified 4,000. Now you're saying, well, he's doing it. You can do it for free. There's a state mix. You think this would be a state mix, but it's a city job. But they gave him specification. He's using out of specs. He's going to go to 4,500. All right. Let's listen to what goes on here. We'll come back to this drawing.
From up above, kind of a long, narrow, skinny thing that's going to be set in the road. So again, remember that it's pre-engineered. It's all been figured out by an architect. So, and we live in Maine, and we get snow from, December to March into April.
So he's going to make fun of, I want you to hear him make fun of this guy on the asphalt, on the tamper.
Sometimes up here. So there's going to be plow trucks going over this thing. So keep that in mind, too. As we get to the end of the video, I got a little bit of a surprise for you.
Let the joke
but right now, I'm here today. I'm just by myself. Darren and Luke are on another job.
Let me fast forward. Let me mute that and do narration. So these guys are doing the asphalt, and the one guy is going to come back and tamp. Remember, this is a reversible tamper. And it's tamping over this asphalt, which is pretty fast.
And the prep work here, as there is going to be in the pouring, and trying to get this thing to look like that drawing on the print. I thought you guys might want to see this guy compacting the asphalt, running it over the soft asphalt, then back up over the hard stuff. So I'm not sure which one he was trying to compact there, but anyway, he got it done either way.
So he's making fun of the guy a bit. Okay, let's just run with that. So here are the lines that he's got to marry, right? Those lines there. And now let's go ahead and pause and let me fast forward. Okay, so now he gets some chairs, you know, these guys here, and he places them here, you know, multiple places. He has the wire welder mesh. All right, let's hear him talk.
Length, so I'm cutting them in half. Cutting the wire in half too. The wire comes 5 foot wide by 10 foot long, so I'm cutting that 2.5 feet wide and just setting it down in there carefully, trying not to make sure it doesn't touch the edges.
He says cutting it 2.5 feet wide. Okay.
All right, here we go. Just getting started here.
So they're already pouring the concrete.
Let's see how this goes. We got 4,500 psi concrete.
Okay, let's pause right. Yeah, a little clearer. Let's pause right. Nope. Okay, right about there. Let's pause and look. There's the wire mesh. All right, the wire mesh is in there. It said 2 directions, number 4 rebar. 2 directions. Top and bottom, rather. Top and bottom. T and B. Number 4 rebar, 1/2 inch rebar. And the wire mesh. It's not in there. There's no rebar in there. Let's go back to the drawing. Back to the drawing. Right here.
So I got a set of plans I'm going by today. The city had
so he's
this
got a set of
engineered
plans.
out, and then they had an architect draw it up just the way they wanted it.
Okay.
So they must have put a lot of thought.
So right there it says number 4 continuous rebar, right? Number 4, top and bottom, and the 6 wire mesh. Now they said they had an architect draw it up. Now it gets worse than this, but right now you see that there. Remember the rumble strips, right? 2-inch raised concrete. Look at the detail, the architectural detail also is such as this, that the bevel, this bevel right here, comes up, and it's like that. And underneath, and if you look over here, the bevel's around the, you know, it's around the top or mid or right near the top of the bevel is. Let's get rid of this. So right here, the bevel is right near the top of the saw, right? Of the top of it, right there. The bevel right there. The bevel over here is near the bottom. It sort of still goes above it. A little conflict in the engineer, the architect rather, in his software program. But so you would ask for clarity on that. You would ask for clarity. Look, you got 2 different bevels here. One looks like it's the top of the peak, and one looks like it's the bottom of the peak. Which one, it matters, but I can get there from here. But I need to know also, what is the spacing of that, of this? What is the spacing? Because if I count it in 2 feet, if I count these up and down ribs in 2 feet, there's the 2 feet right there. I got somewhere about, 10, 20, about 40. So it's somewhere about the detail like a handicap ramp type of deal. And what is the spacing on the roadway? On the roadway, what's the spacing of these? So here's the roadway. How much of space between it before you put the other one in? They're not just continuous, right? They're not just continuous. Oh, but wait till you see. Wait till you see.
Into this. And here's what I'm doing right here. So the first arrow is a 1-inch bump.
So here he is with the concrete. You come to his own video if you want. So you see there's no, there's a big chunks of concrete that apparently you just, you don't get rid of it, you just slide it down and keep it in the mix. Oh well. And you take you just break it up. Yeah, that's it. That's what you do. Yeah. Throwing it out in the ground would have been more ideal to call it trash, especially since you're doing a video and you're getting paid by a municipality. There's a hoe. Okay, so now let's fast forward. All right.
Get it to hold its shape. The trick will be later on down the road trying to shape it up.
Okay, I'm going to
Problem
fast
with
forward.
this, and it's not.
So you see there, it looks like it rained on the outside. If you look at the water out here, and you're going to see a massive amount of water here. So what's up with that? He just poured it on wet ground.
Going to end up being
there's no chance that was dry under there, is there? There's no chance. So it's just
what they thought it was
ground.
going to be. So let me know if you
guys
can
sitting
pick
in
out
the-
the
sitting
flaw
in the water.
in the design of this, because there's a major flaw.
He said there's a major flaw in the design. All right? It's you are the major flaw in the design, not asking for clarity and installing these incorrectly. You said it was an engineer that said how he wanted it, and the architect drew it up. So wait till you see his.
And I could pick up on it just as soon as I was told out. I warned them about it, but they didn't want to listen.
He said he warned him about it. Wait till you see.
Right down to the end.
Look at this water here.
Just got to do that little curve.
Look at the water on the ground there, guys.
Curved end on this.
It's like in a swimming pool. Look at that. It's a friggin' swimming pool down there. Look at the water pulsing out of the back there as it's being pushed out. It's just ridiculous. Now, let's go to the tool that he uses. All right, so you should get a kick out of this tool. Some of you
Dry on
will.
top.
Some of you will. So he says he broke the tool, and now, whoops, went too far. All right, to your left. So I'll give him he said he broke the tool by accident, but the tool was too big otherwise. So what do you mean by accident? I'm kind of curious about that one. I think he said by accident. It broke right where I needed to break. Okay. Well, this tool, there is a tool like this. They sell this grooving tool. All right, and here's the thing, though. Here we go. We got to watch it. So he's just going to sort of eyeball it. And you just use a clamp to do that, to put it on there. Eyeball it, and there we go. And look at the guys to the left. The guys up to the left, they're watching. And one of them's going to get a bright idea that, you know what, the guy to the left, I think, is like, let me use a tape measure to do this, because your eyeballing is not cutting it. So here he's with the tape measure. So smart a guy. He's trying to, match that taper.
Right into that groove, right?
So he's too far in with the left. This is where it's supposed to be. So no matter what, it's going to be wrong. The taper, using that tool, the taper's wrong. It's right for the run to the right. But we saw the one to the left. Let's back it up again. The one to the left. Okay, back up 10. All right, all right, so watch where he puts the tape. Remember, that's the top. That's the end of the top of the bevel, the inside of the bevel. Watch where he puts it. Right. Let's see. It's right there. His tape measure is beyond. His tape measure's out here. Okay, the line's too thick, but it's beyond that cut he's making. So this depth here is not the required depth here. And then it's supposed to be tapered down approximately 2 inches there, I think it is. And then this is 6, and this is 2. So this is your, so he's using this. You have to cut the tool. You literally just cut it. Just cut it and custom fit it for the job. But no. In for a penny, in for a pound, as I state. So there it is, too far in. And this tool is not going to be recut. It's going to be the same tool with the same piece on it. And let's see how it goes on the other side now.
Right into that groove, right? How is it on this side?
So now the measures here. And it's a little bit in also. He says that'll work. Well, that's not what the spec said. The spec said 6 inches. At least he's marking it. That's where the groove should just be, period. All right, the top of the groove should be there, period, per the specs. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he's continuing with this process. You guys catch the one yet?
The rumble strip V's like we want. We're just, we'll have to keep touching it up as it sets up, make it look a little better.
He says this is the rumble strip like he wants.
We can't wait. If we wait any longer, it's going to be too firm to get that in.
So his rumble strip is continuous. It's a continuous shape form. Look at it. It's a continuous shape. And it follows the traffic. So traffic coming this direction, we'll just see this as a curb. It's in the same direction. Rumble strips go the opposite direction. So when you drift off of them, and you come back on. Rumble strips do not go in the line of your cars. You would drift off and your tire would just, lose steering control maybe. But they don't go in line with the traffic. In line with the traffic. The only part that's probably not in line is right here, this section here. As you come around a turn, you're back in line with this. So, look at his rumble strips. This guy, he drives me crazy. He keeps showing up on my feed. And when I saw this and his comment there about to drag you into it, his thumbnail, I was like, you know what? I gotta see it. I gotta see how he's gonna mess this up. And sure enough, so they got two of these pieces. He just walked by one, and there's the other one. And they're gonna edge it. They're gonna do it again. Now I'm gonna fast forward. Let's see.
And when we taper it down 2 inches, that's going to leave us an inch above the asphalt. So they want about a 1 inch bump. They'll asphalt up to it. They'll end up with a 1 inch little bump. Taper up those 2 inches, and then they'll hit the rumble strip, tape it down.
Hit the rumble strip. Does that look like a rumble strip? Rumble strip? This looks like a curve. This is just a deep grooved curve. And if you look at it, this doesn't look like the design. I mean, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 peaks. 5 peaks. When we saw that, it had a close to 40. It had close to 40. He got it down to 5. All right, he's going to show the drawing again, so we'll look at it again.
2 inches.
But I want you to see.
They got the 1 inch bump, and then they're going to asphalt up to it. So, not my design. I'll show you what the town is.
Listen.
So, your guess is as good as mine. But we're just here to do the work. That's all.
Wait a minute.
But I'm going to run this over it one more time. You can see they're coming down the sidewalk here. Down 2 inches. That's going to leave us an inch above the asphalt.
Narrate
so they
this
want
part.
About a 1 inch
the
bump. They'll asphalt up to it.
All right, so
they'll end up
that's
with a 1
right.
inch little bump.
And ultimately,
inches,
maybe he did do the tapers on the side.
They got the 1 inch
maybe
bump,
they did come out.
And then they're going to asphalt up to it. So
sufficient.
Not my design. I'll show you the plan.
Okay, so here's the plans again. Now, what part of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 2 feet does this show? So 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess 5, however you want to do it. It's got 5 hits. And he doesn't understand the rumble strip detail. And he didn't put the number 4 rebar in as per the plans. And he stated he used a 4,500 PSI concrete. But this detail, it doesn't look like that. This strip doesn't look like that. All right. And it followed. It says that it followed the rumble strip spacing was a detail that was left out. He said it's Maine. Maybe in Maine, the engineers and architects just don't know how to simply look at the highway departments, use the federal guidelines for the federal highway rumble strips. And also there's a sidewalk across the street. How do they, I don't see a handicap ramp there. I see a handicap ramp, but I don't see one coming the other direction. But it is amazing.
Just trying to follow the design, whoever designed it. But I'm going to run this
trying to follow the design. Well, that's not following the design besides the rumble strip.
You can see they're coming down the sidewalk here. There's the road.
Okay. There's a road.
Turn into
All right, so you turn.
This road.
So you turn, and at this point turning, your rumble strips go like this. You're following, well, this would be this traffic over here. Was this one way? He said you turn. I think there's two-way because I saw traffic. Well, is it two-way? That's interesting. We'll hear that. It doesn't matter. No, this is two-way. I think we saw the traffic go by at one point. Huh. It doesn't matter. This is the rumble. The rumble strips go this way, whatever the spacing should be. In line with the tire, with the direction of the tires, rumble strips. Okay? Spacing, rumble strips. Spacing, rumble strips. And this is where you come on, off, and the noise, your rumbling noise. They work. I've hit rumble strips 1,000,000 times.
And then, I don't even know why they need this in here, honestly, but they're making, that guy over there is building a brand new Aroma Joe's, and they're making that guy, the owner of the Aroma Joe's, put this in. The town is.
Yeah. Okay, so they're making him put the rumble strips in, but this is a curb. Again, this just follows the direction of, these just follows the direction of the curve. They're not rumble strips. This is not a rumble strip. This is a grooved curb. A grooved curb that if somebody walks on it, they'll probably break their foot. If they so people walking on this who are trying to get to here, I guess they come this way and go there. But naturally, you'd want to go across this if you're coming from over here. But it looks commercial, so But nevertheless, if you're walking on that side and you come across this thing, say you got snow on the ground, you come across that, and your foot gets in there, you want to take a little twist ankle maybe. This is unsafe, in my opinion.
So your guess is as good as mine, but we're just here to do the work. That's
all.
No
guessing needed. Look at this thing. Look at the depth of this thing.
The more I do that, the easier it's going, so I can
look at the depth of it.
Quite so much if I can dodge all those braces in there.
Look at the depth of it. And then instead of making a tool or having a tool made for the edging, he's going to just fudge it with the notching. Let's see. He's just using a margin trowel and just tossing it out. See to the left there? He's just using a margin trowel, and they're guesstimating where that line is. And they're just going to smooth it out. Okay. So there is the... If we look at it, it's almost mirroring the depth of his tool, which would be about a 2-inch drop. So you could actually figure it out. If it's 2 feet, I could figure it out. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I would say that's 6, the peak. Because he's just dropping off now. But yes, I'll count it. And 7 divided into 3 feet. So it's 3 feet, 36 inches. We're about 5 inch. There's about 5 inches apart. 5 inches apart. And again, they're going with traffic. Not well, the traffic's going that way. On that side. See him with the margin trowel there? The steel margin trowel. Alright, so just not drag it out. And he could have made even a wooden tool that would mirror this. But again, if you look at this, this is not, the car's coming this way. You hit that, you just wind up, driving your car straight. You could probably get stuck in a damn groove. If you're on a motorcycle, you're really screwed, right? The idea is to wake somebody up. Imagine being on a motorcycle. This should really get you. These damn things. This is wild. I've never seen this in my entire life. I've never seen somebody do what I'm looking at now. I've never seen it. This guy, I can't believe that that he posts videos like a lot of these guys do, and they've been doing it as long as they have, and then they step out of. They're just, you don't understand that these concrete contractors, most of them are just low level concrete installers. They can do sidewalks. They can do some driveways and some basement pads. Like he does basement pads a lot. But all of a sudden now he crossed into the municipality part, the commercial part, as he states, and I don't like it, and I'm not going to do it anymore. Well, this is shit. This is shit. This doesn't meet any highway department's guidelines. This is not a rumble strip. Traffic, rumble strip, rumble strip, rumble strip. Motorcycle, this would be a hazard for sure. What do you guys think? And I'm going to fast forward it now.
And they wanted them to be 6 inches and 2 inches low. So we had to taper it 2 inches.
That's the taper part.
We'll be back. We're going to come back tomorrow and strip this.
No, he says he's going to come back tomorrow and strip it. Then he's going to get upset that they were too late. They got there late, and the asphalt guys removed this formworks and installed it. They don't have time to wait for this shit, for this wait for this guy to come.
So we'll get a little bit better idea what it looks like.
Take the forms off.
And then
they
maybe
got a later
I can get
asphalt
back here after they get it paved, just to show you guys what the finished
they don't have
product's
time to
going
wait.
to look like. But
all right, let's.
All in all, I thought that went pretty good.
So tomorrow
First
he's going to show the asphalt.
Using that bull float over there.
And
even though it broke just in the right spot.
All right, so it looks like and behind us is a commercial tire company, and that's the size of that.
Made it pretty easy. So.
And something else there.
We'll see you when we come back and after this is paved, guys. All right, so it's noontime, the day after the pour.
He said noontime. I didn't even realize he said that the first time. Noon. So dude showed up at noon to remove the formworks, and he thinks that these guys should wait for him, the asphalt people. Hey, what the balls on this guy? Let's listen.
Showed up to strip our forms off, and everything was stripped off. It was already repaved and opened back up to traffic. So basically 24 hours they opened this thing back up. They had all our forms piled over here in a big pile. So I don't know. Just that's the trouble with sometimes working on commercial stuff. Everybody's in such a hurry.
Noon. He shows up at noon and says that's in such a hurry. Nobody's got time to be worried with you showing up at noon. He said it was noon. It's just just a clown show. Now, again, you get your vehicles coming here, right? So it's parallel here. That's not a rumble strip. And then when the cars turn and follow this way, again, parallel. It's not a rumble strip. The rumble strip would be as the cars turn, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on. All right, oh shit, and you get back on the road. This, you come across the motorcycle. Like I said, what the hell's gonna happen to you? I have no idea in the snow or something like that. What's gonna happen here? But again, he showed up at noon and getting pissy. That's why I can attack him also, because him and another guy, they attack people and insult people. So he insulted the Tamper guy, and now he's getting on these guys for him showing up at noon. He didn't install the rebar. Remember the rebar, the number 4. This rumble strip is not a rumble strip. It's a curb, some type of curb detail.
They don't really care about your work. That's why I hate commercial work. I'll stay with residential. But all in all, everything came out pretty good. You can see.
He thinks that's pretty good. All right, guys, I'm just blown away. I am just blown away. All right, so just so you know, that is the crossing for the handicap. That's one of the luggards right here. The blind person, visually impaired, would come there. Interesting that there's this gap that the architect engineer came up with for this. So the person's going to cross there on an angle, or will they cross like this? The visually impaired person And will they hit his device, his thing, and think, oh shit, I'm at a sidewalk or I'm at a curb? Which one will they think? Will they think they hit with the cane? Will they think they hit, since it's only 1 inch, 1 inch and not 8 inches or 6 inches above plane? Will they think that they hit what will they think? So I would argue that this all, since it's not drivable road, should be like this. Just so you guys know, curb. Simple as that, curb. It's not designed to be driven over, just curb it. Curb it, period. And there's the vehicle. There we go, coming at us. Just curb it. You have a handicap ramp there. You need these people to be able to, the handicapped person, crossing, to be able to butt against there and go, oh, I'm at a curb. I'm not at a rumble whatever, they're not a rumble strip, some fancy, whatever the hell this is. I'm hanging up the video. You guys can try to debunk rumble strips for me with this and prove this rumble strip is really true, meaning legal or true to highway standards, and you'll just be murdered. This is just craziness. This appears not to be a private road based on that handicap. We saw the handicap access, which then becomes state and federal money. Couldn't resist. There's a truck in line with his rumble strips. There's a truck that just came up in line with his rumble strips. So how is that going to stop anything? It's crazy. His rumble strips are not or defective in with there's a traffic. Oh, there's a stop sign there. So the stop sign, this is real confusing. Look at the stop sign. Look where it is. And yeah, that's amazing. A stop sign. Nevertheless, here's the handicap sidewalk crossway there, and the other one's to your left. And there it is, right there. Right there. So you come right off the street, and they just somehow find that and walk across it. No crosswalk identified yet, no striping. So ending the video, what do you guys think? There's these high points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high points, and then the bevel down, right? So 6 and a bevel down, 7. Do those 7 look anything like this detail in here? Does it look anything like it? Yes, they sell that tooling he has that he put there. Also the alignment, and also he didn't use rebar. So again, I don't care that I'm kicking him to the curb like that. He's kicked a few people down, saying how great he is and how he's a master and all that. I remember that one a long time ago, and he just keeps doing it. So now you see that don't believe the hype from some of these concrete contractors. Doesn't matter if they've been doing it 40 years. They can still be doing shit work, as far as following, like this drawing here, following the detail there. That does not show 7 high points. That shows 40. All right, he's the one that says this is the shape that he said he's going to follow. This is not this. All right, did a good job of fudging that with his trowel. All right, they carved it out. Apparently worked out all right. I don't see the 4x4. All right, he didn't mention that he got exempt from adding the steel in there. He didn't mention that at all. He's put it in that soaking wet water. Apparently the down the far end. Apparently we don't have a city inspector out here, and I am done with this video.